What's up guys, my name is Peter and in this video I am restarting Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG from scratch. I've played a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Mainly online through Duelings and Master Duel, but now I want to start collecting physical cards and playing in real life. In this first episode I'm giving myself a budget of $30 to build a deck and take it to my very first local tournament. With that $30 budget, I decided to buy 3 structure decks and merge them into one solid build, then upgrade the deck as the series goes on. At first I considered buying 3 copies of the Blue Eyes White Destiny structure deck, since it looks like one of the strongest options. However, I decided against it. I haven't watched the original anime, so I'm not really a big Blue Eyes fan, and a lot of people already play Blue Eyes. I want to be more creative with my deck building instead of just copying deck lists. On top of that, the structure deck I ended up choosing was much cheaper than the Blue Eyes decks, which allowed me to stay within the $30 budget while also fitting in 2 packs of penny sleeves and also the shipping costs. So in the end, I decided to buy 3 copies of the Dark World structure deck. This deck really aged like fine wine. It came out in 2022, 3 years ago as of recording this video, but it still has a lot of potential and plenty of upgrade paths. So first, let's unbox one of the structure decks and then I'll build the deck using the cards. So let's start by gently ripping the box open. The first thing we find after opening it is the plastic playmat. Here is what it looks like. It's really nice and has a lot of detail. And here you can also check out the other side as well. We will definitely be using this at our first tournament, at least until we eventually upgrade. For starting out, it will definitely do the job. Let's unwrap the cards and take a look at which Dark World cards they gave us with this deck. So, the first card in our deck is a Rainbow Overking of Dark World in ultra rare rarity, and he is very powerful. He is one of the key cards in this deck. He has several effects. He can special summon himself by returning a Dark World. If he gets discarded, he can search a high level Dark World monster, and his secret effect, if it gets discarded by the opponent, you can special summon a lower level Dark World from the deck. So we will definitely play 3 of him because he's one of the key monsters in the deck. So the next card is Dark World Puppetry. It's also in ultra rare. It's a quick play spell that lets you target up 3 cards in any of the graveyards and banish them, then discard 1 fiend monster. We probably won't be using this in the main deck. It's great against a couple of decks, so we can put it in the side deck if we have enough space. Our next foil card is Dark World Archives. This card is a very great extender. It lets us draw and discard additional cards, but on its own it cannot resolve because it needs a Dark World monster on the field. So probably we will only be playing 1 because it's searchable by snow. So this is our boss fusion monster. It's called Grapha, Dragon Overlord of Dark World. It can be made used the Grapha plus a dark monster, and it's basically an Omni Negate, which lets us discard a card. And because its effect is like your opponent discards 1 card, we can activate the secondary effects of our Dark World cards, which most of the time are stronger than their standard effects. This card is the Dark World Accession. It's a quick play fusion spell that helps us fusion summon our boss monster, and it can also discard as material, which is great for our Dark Worlds. Moving on to the super rare cards, we have Genta. He is our main starter guy. He can search the field spell by sending himself to the graveyard, and this effect is not once per turn. However, his special summoning effect is once per turn, because if he gets banished, he can special summon himself. So this monster is called Parl, Hermit of the Dark World. He's basically a monster reborn. If he gets discarded, you can special summon from the graveyard. We probably won't be using much of him, because if we have nothing in the graveyard, we cannot special summon. Moving on to our last shiny card. It's the Dark World Punishment, which is a counter trap. This is basically our Solemn Judgment. However, it needs a fiend to discard, which isn't positive 100% of the time, since sometimes you run out of fiend monsters in your hand, and then this card is basically useless on the field. Our first common card is the OG Rainbow. He is basically a lightning storm when he's discarded by your opponent, but it has the downside of not having an effect when discarded normally, so it only activates its effect if discarded by your opponent, which isn't ideal, and you might as well use your opponent discarding on better effects like hand dripping or special summoning from your deck. Maybe in the side deck you can play it, but I probably won't. Now we have a couple of dark words that are just able to special summon themselves when being discarded, however they aren't quite useful. We have Lucent, Latinum and Gold. And these guys aren't the best. However, this guy, Silva, is one of the best cards in the deck. He can special summon himself when discarded, the same as the previous guys, but if he gets discarded by the opponent, you can rip 2 cards out of his hand, which is very nice in order to lessen the resources. And he can be searched off of Rainbow, so that's one of the best combos in the deck, using Rainbow to search him. Again, we have a couple of monsters that we aren't going to play probably. We have Brawn and we have Beige. But this guy, Brawn, is basically a free draw if he gets discarded. We have Scar, we have Kaki and we have Gren. Their effects are pretty weak. Now this guy, he is called Ceruli, Guru of Darkworld, and he is very strong. He is the main guy that can resolve your opponent discarding effects. He can be special summoned to your opponent's side of the field and then lets us discard the card, which is treated as if our opponent made us discard the card, so those effects can resolve. We will probably only play one of him, because if we can't discard him then he's kind of a brick, but he really is the extender if we want to go into our plays more deeply. For example, if he gets summoned to the opponent's field and makes us discard Silva, first, due to his normal effect, Silva can special summon himself, and then we can rip 2 cards out of our opponent's hand, which is just great. We have Zur and we have Wrench, and these 2 guys were the last Darkwood monsters in the deck. Moving on to our danger package, of course we have the Bigfoot, we have the Thunderbird, we have the Mothman, and we have the Tsuchinoku, and there are other danger cards in the Yu-Gi-Oh! However, for starting out, they will do the job perfectly. Let's move them out to the side and move on to some monsters that can be just normal summoned, however, we will not play them since their effects aren't that good. So yeah, off to the side with them. Now, continuing with the spell cards, first we have Darkwood Dealings. This spell card lets both players draw a card and then discard the card. This would be a very good starter, however we would help our opponent cycle through his deck as well. In my opinion, Mothman is better, so we will play him. Here we have a couple of other spells for our Dark Words. We have Charge into a Dark Word, Gateway to Dark Word and Dark Word Lightning. This card is great going second, it's back row removal. Next is Drag Down to the Grave. Lastly or last spell card is Card Destruction, which is basically a 1-card winning combo because it lets us discard our entire hand and lets us draw the amount of cards as we have discarded. So this spell is really great because it can activate multiple of our Darkwood monsters effects at once. As our trap cards we have the Forces of Darkness, Darkwood Brainwashing, Dark Smog, Mind Crush, Deck Devastation Virus, Paleozoic Deinamiscus, and Skill Drain. This trap card is limited due to being a floodgate, but we will definitely play the 1 copy of it. Finishing off with the structure deck, we have Grapha, Dragon Lord of Darkworld. He can be used to fusion summon, and also similarly to Rainbow, he can special summon himself. Also we have Snow, she is our main searcher. She can basically search any Darkwood card from our deck if she gets discarded. Therefore, we will definitely be running 3 copies of her. Lastly, we have the Field spell. It enables you to discard as well as to draw, and you can search it off of Genta, so it's nice. Finishing everything off, we have a couple of promo cards, and that's it for the unboxing. And now, I will show you the deck list I built using the 3 structure decks. Here is the deck list. We have 3 Rainbow, 3 Snow, 3 Genta, 3 Bro, double Grapha, double Silva, 1 Pearl, 1 Ceruli. This is it for the Darkwood cards. Now moving on to the dangers, we have triple Bigfoot, triple Thunderbird, triple Mothman, 1 Snake, and that's it for the dangers. For the spells, we have 3 field spells, double Gates, double Accession, 1 Archives, 1 Card Destruction, and that's it for the spells. For the traps we have 2 punishment, 1 dynamiscus and 1 skill drain. Lastly, we have our humble extra deck with 3 copies of the fusions monster. Moving on to the side deck, we have triple drag down, triple puppetry, triple lightning, triple deck devastation virus, and the rest of the dynamiscus and the punishment. So this is the deck list, and we will move on to the experience on what happened. At our locals there were only 4 players including me, since most people were sick or couldn't attend. That said, it worked out fine because everyone played against everyone, so we still got some solid matches in. I didn't record any POV duos this time, but if you guys would like to see that in the future, let me know in the comments and I'll try record the matches. First, let me talk about how the deck performed overall. I never completely bricked, only slightly once, and even then I was still able to make some plays. Round 1, I played against Orcus Danger and won 2-0. I won the dice roll and went first. My opponent had no hand traps, so I was able to set up a decent end board with Fusion Grapha and a couple of set cards. I negated his normal summon effect with Fusion Grapha's Omni Negate and then popped his monster with Grapha's discard effect. In game 2, I got hit by draw, but I managed to break his board with a Danger Bigfoot that got special summoned and a Grapha pop. Round 2, I played against Shadow Gem Knight and lost 2-1. I won the dice roll and went first. He had no hand traps and couldn't break through my skill drain, so I took game 1. In game 2, after some shenanigans, he locked me out of Fiend monsters, which left me with very few options. In game 3, I hand-ripped him for 2 cards and set up an Omni Negate plus another set card, but he still managed to break through. After the match he told me it was a tough matchup and said well played. In round 3 I played against Punk Goblin Biker and lost 2-1. I lost the dice roll and had to go second, but I couldn't find a way to out Psychic and Punisher. In game 2, with some good side decking, I managed to pressure him enough to make him scoop. In game 3 it was similar to game 1, I just couldn't deal with Psychic and Punisher. That's definitely something we'll need to address in the future upgrades. Overall, I noticed that I have too many cards that require discarding, but not enough good cards to discard, so we'll need to adjust the ratios going forward. In the end, I finished the tournament with 1 win and 2 losses, which still earned me second place. The player who got first won all 3 of his matches, and the rest of us each won 1. So here are our rewards for the tournament. As the 2 super rares we have the Monarchic Perfection and the Lunalight Liger Dancer. The way pricing works at our locals is that everyone gets a booster pack, but the packs are opened after the tournament. Then, based on placement, players get to choose their packs in order, starting with first place. Each pack is face up so you can see the foil card on top before choosing. Someone also gifted me their booster pack along with the bull cards that came with it. So next episode I'll go through them and see if there's anything playable. While this duel is playing in the background, I just want to say that this is only the beginning of the series. The goal here isn't to build a perfect meta deck right away, but to slowly improve the Dark World deck step by step, only using locals, trades and budget-friendly upgrades. I also want to show what it's really like to start Yu-Gi-Oh! From scratch in 2025, learning matchups, making mistakes, fixing ratios, and figuring out what the deck actually needs instead of just copying a finished list. If you have any suggestions for cards I should test, budget deck choices, or ways to deal with problem cards like Psychic and Punisher, feel free to leave them in the comments. In the next video we'll take a closer look at possible upgrades, changes to the deck ratios, and how we can improve consistency going forward. And if you guys want to see POV duel footage or match commentary from locals, definitely let me know as well. And with that, our Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG journey officially begins. We built our first Dark World deck using only 3 structure decks and took it straight to locals. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button and let me know in the comments what cards or upgrades we should try next. Lastly, if you want to follow the deck's progress and see future tournaments, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next episode.